Good morning. I think we're live again. I think. I'm never quite sure. As I said in the last one, I'm never quite sure what's going on. Sam, are you still in here? Are you still creeping in the corners? What's going on? What's going on in your world? I've got my tea. I'm ready to rock and roll. We're doing the stuff. We're doing the thing. And today, I'm feeling kind of, I don't know, just a bit odd today. It's been a challenging week since, well, it's only been a week, it's been a couple of days. Oh, hey, I'm gonna be having you in the background. Are you gaming? Are you actually watching, or are you just listening to me? It's kind of odd doing these lives, bro. It's not uncomfortable. I actually quite enjoy them, but it's a little bit odd just kind of sat here talking to myself, talking to people, asking questions, and doing all the stuff. But it's a little bit daunting having, well, like people like you, Sam, just watching, especially people I know. I don't know. I think because I know them, it makes it a little bit more awkward. Do you know? It's like, can you imagine you just being sat behind me, kind of listening to what I'm doing, what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. But I enjoy it. And I get some really good questions. Really good questions. And I have regulars now. I have people who turn up multiple times. I've had somebody called Cameron. I'm assuming he will try and join. Who has been so far to every single live that I have done, and I think I'm on, I don't know, what's this, my 6th, 7th, maybe something like that. So I'm doing a few. Aw, Sam, I just like hearing your voice, bro. That's cool. That's very, very cute. Very cute. Question for you, because I'd like your opinion. Thoughts on this setup? Anything you'd change? Do I sound alright? And like, is the vocal quality okay? Can you hear an echo? Because there's a little bit of echo in here. And then the last one is the quality of the camera, like 1080, because I've been trying to adjust the settings, and for some reason when it uploads to YouTube, it doesn't upload in 1080p. So I don't really know what's going on there. But we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. I was thinking about getting one of those like multi-coloured LED lights and putting it in the back corner. Just having something kind of going on back there. I don't know. I've got a candle. What more do you want? The only thing is when I close up the door just next to me, the PC obviously creates a decent amount of heat. So gradually through the lives, through like the hour and a half, something like that I'm normally on for, the room just gradually gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and then eventually I'm stripping off. It doesn't turn into like a one of those sort of lives, but it's a little bit, yeah, difficult to work with, especially when you're drinking hot tea. Hello, other people joining in. Good morning from New Zealand. Welcome to George's Live. This is relatively new for me, but I'm doing it anyway. I was diagnosed with brain cancer back in August 2024, and I'm sharing that here on this little channel of mine, pretty much to try and help people out there who are maybe going through similar. But main thing is to adjust how we perceive these things, as rather than seeing them as a negative and end all be all, embody that victim mentality mindset, is to switch that on its head and to start looking at it in a more positive way, as a benefit, as an opportunity, as a positive that we can build on and ultimately use to build ourselves up. If you have any questions, queries, mumbles, grumbles, ideas, you just want to chat shit, chuck it in the comments. More than happy to answer anything and everything. Like, as dark as you want to go. Hit me with your darkest question. That's you included, Sam. I know Sam, he's on here. Hit me with your hardest, darkest question. I love some of them come through and I'm like, ooh, that hurts. That hurts a little bit. Sam, love the candle. Also, major delay from me to you because halfway around the world. Yeah, it must be like, I don't know, 10-second delay? I know when I've been watching to double check it's working on my tablet at the same time, I'll say something here and then maybe 10 seconds later we get hit with it. Might just be like an inbuilt lag or something. I know with the gaming side of things, people streaming on games, you want to have that lag, right? So that people can't be cheeky and cheat and know where you are doing what. But yeah, so I'm here, I'm doing this stuff. If you are new, say hello, hi. I'd love to hear where you guys are from in the world. We've got Sam, who's UK based, Shropshire to be specific. But yes, we are here. So today, one thing I wanted to talk about, if you guys are interested, I keep leaving my notes all over the show, is in terms of cancer, in terms of hard diagnosis, in terms of the shit that gets thrown onto our laps, is the sense of control or lack of when those things happen. Because it's like you've got your plan, you've got your ideas, you know what you want to do with your life, you kind of, well, maybe you don't, I didn't. You know kind of where you want to go, what you want to do. You see that future, and then something like cancer gets dropped into the mix and it lands on your lap. Or it could be anything. It could be anything health related that takes things down a notch. It could be something changes in your family, socially, who knows. Life is, by definition, a tragedy. Every single one of us will have something really heavy at some point hit us in the face, and we won't be ready for it. And that's the experience of it. In a way, you could see it that we're lucky to be able to experience those things. We could be a slug, just kind of crawling around in the corner. But these things are going to come along. They're going to hit us, right? And we can lose, or we perceive that we lose control of our life, and that's natural. That's a biological, evolutionary response. The reason is that when we know that bad things are going to happen, right? Our brain wants to protect us at every cost. So what we try and do is we try and predict the future as far as we can in advance. Generally, it's mostly within about a week to a month is where we'll really try and predict where we're going to be, what's going to be happening, who's going to be around, have we got enough food, have we got water, have we got shelter, those sort of things. What happens though is when something comes and hits us around the face is we're in shock, right? We don't know what's going on. We lose that perceived potential future. Silly thing is that we have never had that. Right, we've never known what that future is. We can, as much as possible, say, yeah, I'm going to be in Fiji next week. We just don't have it, right? Something could happen that we'll never know is going to come, but it comes and hits us. So, similar when it comes to the health side of things. For me, when I was first diagnosed, so I had partial seizures, came into A&E, and they did a load of scans. They found something in my head, and the moment the doctor Randula, who's a really good friend now, moment he came into the room and told me what was going on and that they'd found something, that was like the biggest pile of shit to just on top of me. And my life kind of crumbled at that point. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't really know where to go. I didn't, all of those future potentials that I'd planned in my head of what I was going to do when, and these goals that I'd set, they just evaporated, right? I didn't know how to process it in that moment. But also it made me incredibly present. It brought me right here, right now. What's going on? How do I work with this? The thing that I didn't expect to be hitting me. And it's terrifying. Like, it's absolutely terrifying because you're left like a boat without a sail, you don't know what to do. Like, how long have I got? All these questions start coming into your head, and you're trying to make sense of it, but it's like life is going at 300 mile an hour. You're trying to catch up. You're trying to work out as much as you can in order to plan and try and predict that future coming in full circle. And I found it terrifying that, to have a plan. I was loving my work. I was running around in a forest as a zipline guide. Beautiful, beautiful place. Really, really enjoying my life. And then this thing came around the corner. Never thought it would hit me. Never. And suddenly I had to make sense of it and work out, what do I do to move forwards? And, it can be very stressful. And the uncertainty is very stressful. But one of the things I've started to learn, having started to work with the mindset side of things and the psychology side of things, is that every single stress that or every cause of human suffering, everything, ultimately comes from us trying to avoid the unavoidable, or trying to obtain the unobtainable. Everything comes down to that. Is either we're trying to stop something from happening that is definitely going to happen. For example, death. Like, we create this stressful response around death, but it's going to happen. So why get stressed about it? Why not just accept it? And then it's trying to obtain the unobtainable. So it's like, hey, I want to be a multi-bazillion gazillionaire. There's a real good chance statistically that is going to be unobtainable for me or you or someone. And so we create this stress, right? We see this rock of stress and we're like, okay, that's what I want to try and do, which is great. It's nice and it's good to have those goals, to try and look forward and see how to better our lives or those around us. But if not, then we kind of create that rock of stress and we put it in a little backpack on our back, and then we carry it. For some of us, for our entire lives. We just carry this rock, and eventually we put another one, and it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Past history. Hello, Alex. How you doing? Man, this is kind of weird. So many people on this one that I know, and it's a little bit off-putting. I've done so many, and normally it's just my sister and my cousin jump on. But oh man, do you want to make mud pies with me again, Sue? Do you know? I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Are you coming to New Zealand or am I coming to Canada? Let me know. I'm on my way. We're actually, Annalise and I were talking about trying to do some sort of holiday type thing somewhere at some point. Maybe we'll look at Canada. Cameron, you're on here. Hello, you made it. Welcome back, my friend. How are you? I am doing well. Quite foggy today. Not last night, but the night before, I didn't sleep well at all. Like, really didn't sleep well. I spent about 2 hours, an hour and a half, something like that, just sat on the edge of my bed in the dark, just like, I'm not tired. I was thinking, do I go for a walk? Do I go and I've started scale model painting, like making little tanks and things. New hobby, thought I'd give it a go. I thought, do I go and sit at 2 a.m. just building my little model? I don't know. Who knows? But I'm doing good, my friend. Doing good, Cameron. Some darkest question. Yes, hit me with the darkest questions you've got. Absolutely anything. I love it. It's really good to have stuff to bounce back and to also process for myself. Is to come to terms and acceptance with these dark things that every single one of us thinks of. But in my particular case, those stories, those narratives that we create for ourselves, for these potentials, it's really good to work with them. Accept them, recognize them, but don't make that my identity. Don't make it that I latch onto that and grab that rock and put it in my backpack, so to speak. Okay, Sam, darkest question. Ever find yourself regretting a decision or action that keeps coming up. I need to. How do I? Man, I need to really work out how to set this up properly. I can pin your message, I think. Can I do that? Oh yeah, nice. Okay, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. Decision or action that keeps coming up. I have something that pops up every now and again. I love hearing you talk about stuff like this. Well, firstly, I'm glad you love hearing me talk about stuff like this. I think it's really important for us, especially in the age of social media and that separation, perceived separation from the natural world. A lot of stress comes along purely from how we think and how we're conditioned to think through our upbringing and life events. Okay, do I find myself regretting a decision or action that keeps coming up? Okay, so I used to find myself latching onto the past, certain events, certain real traumatic events that I found pretty much I felt emotionally that I was a victim to. And I carried them for, all my life, really, up until reasonably recently, because I'd started to work on my own mindset and how to create a resilient mind, a flexible mind, one that can do the reps of, working with shit. One of the big things that I ended up doing, having kind of processed the cancer side of things, is what past trauma events, and that can be simple stuff like stubbing your toe, right the way back to really big shitstorm stuff. I've started to look back at those past experiences and try and perceive them in a positive or a benefit or an opportunity. What did that at the time, that really traumatic event, how did that benefit me in the who am I now? What did I learn from that then benefits me? Because we live in a two-sided world, right? Black, white, left, right, up, down, north, south. And so if we focus in on those negatives of, oh my God, that was a really tough experience. Why did they do that? What's this? What's that? And you play into that victim side of things. The more you focus on that, the more the seesaw tips towards that edge, right? We can't sit in that. It's not healthy. And likewise, if we think positive, we swap onto the positive side. That in itself isn't healthy either, because we lose sight of the realities, right? We become, what's the word? Basically all we see is the positives, which is great, but the reality is shit is going to hit us, and that's going to swing us hard into the negatives. So with those past traumas, those regrets, or as Sam was asking, our actions, what I really try and do is recognize that it was hard at that point. All good. That's gone. The trauma and the conditioning that I've developed within my psychology that I have now, I need to bring back into balance. So then I will look at that past experience and be like, okay, what's the benefit? And I will write out 50, 100 benefits, whatever it is, or positive, or an opportunity that came from that to make me who I am today, because that's all we've got. I hope that answers your question. Long-winded. I don't think there's any point in regretting, because I wouldn't be who I am today without having had those experiences. So seeing them as a positive is the ultimate way to bring it back into balance. It's the whole thing of north-south. We've got to have that polarity, because without it, the earth doesn't spin, right? So we have to find that balance. Otherwise, we're just living in this false world, really. This made-up world, this one that we create a story around. Julie, hello, Julie. Welcome. If you have any questions, queries, mumbles, grumbles, ask away. I am an open book. Absolutely anything. Okay. Past blast history. Do it. Okay, I will look at tickets. Not that I'm very well financially set right now. I haven't lost my job and trying to make things work, but we're getting there, my bro. We're getting there, bro. Cameron, I've been told you're a fan. Just thought, great idea. The model's all on your floor behind you. Yeah, shall I? I mean, I've only got the one little tank that I'm working on at the minute, but I can try. I could set up a little, I don't know, I could put them up on here. I don't know. I'll work out a plan. I'll work out a plan for my background. Howdy, Sam fan. I guess I'm more of a supporter, and I'm Cameron. You have been. Have you been on every one of my lives so far? I feel like you have. And now we're chatting on Instagram. It's kind of cool. Okay, let's see some more comments come in, and let's see. I'm getting lost on here. Here's a question that has thrown me. Not dark, but interesting. Are you more scared of having success or having failure, and why? Ooh, Cameron, great question. Am I more... That is very good question. Am I more scared of having success or having failure? That's a hard question for me because, like, what is success? What is that definition? Can we define it? Can we obtain it? Is it a false summit? Like, if we succeed in something, is there going to be something further on? So does that succeeding move? I don't know. Maybe you have micro successes. For me, I don't know. I don't know whether putting the weight of a definition of success is valuable for me. I think having goals and working towards them is a really healthy thing for us to do. You know, we have now, but we might be around tomorrow, so therefore we should kind of plan where we want to be tomorrow to secure us for the future. That's that whole psychology of trying to get through winter. It's great, it's summer, but we need to plan for the winter, right? Or having failure. Do you know, Cameron, I don't actually really know how to answer that. I think I might have to sit down and cogitate on it. I might have to work out where I'm at with it. Yeah, I don't know. Really good question. I know George has been such a positive influence. Oh man, that fills my heart. Oh, I can see your friend at this point, which is great. Friends are potentially, friends and family, the most important thing we have, right? Most important thing as a world is the people. It is the people, because without us, we can't make or do anything. It's our experience of the world. We got more people joining in. Hello, people. So, hi. If you don't know me, I'm George. I was diagnosed with brain cancer. If you have any questions, queries, whatever, just chuck them in the comments. I'm open book here. I'm more than happy to answer anything and everything you have. I have this when I meet someone new, I have a series of questions that I ask them, and it's a really good way. Maybe you guys try this if you find yourself in the position, but it's a really good way to gauge people. Like, where are they at? Who are they? What do they value? In 3 questions, you can really get a feeling for who they are as a person. And so I'm going to ask you guys these series of questions, and I would be really interesting. So, question numero uno. What's your favorite dinosaur? Hit me up in the chat. What's your favorite dinosaur? I want to know the details. Just hit me with whatever comes to mind first. It's really interesting, actually. Really, really interesting. Okay, we've got another message from Cameron. Hello. Here's how I answered. I have fear of failure when it comes to how much weight I don't need to carry. I love being around for people I love, but I have a big fear of letting them down. Makes sense. Yes. So it makes sense. May I challenge you with a question to that, Cameron? Do you feel that letting them down or not is your responsibility, or is it theirs? Yeah, does make sense. I'm intrigued what the answer's going to be with this Yeah, let's do this. I'm starting to really learn this thing. It's difficult to work out on the screen. I'm only just starting to get there, but we're doing all right. Okay, we're gonna hit you with the question and answer. Let's do this thing. Okay, let's see. George, watching you for quite some time. Hope you're doing well. Yes, hello. Welcome. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. When I first started doing these lives, I was thinking maybe I'd have one person turn up, and it was likely to be my mum. But it's really lovely to have people coming back, like getting involved, and I'm learning about you guys as well. Like these little, just fans. It's so lovely. It's so heartwarming to have that support. You know, a reasonably stressful experience. But we're doing the shit. We're doing stuff. Yeah, I want to hear these dinosaurs, guys. Hit me. Come on, hit me. Hit me with the dinosaurs. I'll let you know mine. Right, so I think it's a Brachiosaurus. You know, one of the big ones with a long neck. The big thumpy ones. And I think that probably comes from the cartoon years and years ago. Man, I'm getting old. The Land Before Time with Petrie and Littlefoot. Don't know if you guys know that one. And then you've obviously got Jurassic Park and things like that. I'm not a, what are they called, paleontologist. I'm not like a dinosaur nerd. But I do like a good dinosaur. If you're not into dinosaurs, there's something wrong with you. Definitely something wrong with you. Let's see where we're at. I think there might be a lag with the chat as well. It seems like there's a long time. Like they come through quite stunted. I'll get nothing and then suddenly get 5 or 6 messages come through. So sorry if it takes me some time to answer your questions. Honestly, I feel more responsible for them, even if they assure me that I'm not. I have a hard time making my brain feel that way. That's understandable. It sounds or it seems like it's quite difficult. Do you feel that is a problem for you? Like, do you feel like it holds you back in some way or not? Don't know. I think it's really good to reflect on our lives and how we think. You know, how we think is everything. How we think is our experience of the world, and we create that story for us. So to step back third party and think about how we think, it's just powerful. It's very productive to moving forwards in areas that we may not be happy in. Dino, I do like the one with the ball on the tail. Can't remember the name. The ball on the tail. Do you mean this is really sad because I might know this, or it's really cool. I'm fortunate to have that education or interest. I think it might be an ankylosaur. Ankylosaur, something like that. They're the ones with like the armored scales, aren't they? Ankylosaur, yeah. I was well. Cameron, are you a paleontologist? Man, that would be funny for someone on here watching, like, actually, you're wrong. Man. Yeah, so going back in kind of full circle, we can't change life events, right? So it's not because we can't change life events, we have a choice to see it as, is life happening to us or is life happening through us? And so the idea is that rather than seeing it as it is happening to us, we have a choice on how we respond. And so if we can swap into through us, we find more peace in life, right? We have a little bit more control over our emotional terrain. It's cool, yeah, something like that. I've watched a few dino shows here. Love a good dinosaur. If you're new and you're watching, you're coming in. Hi, I'm George. Some of you guys are regulars. You've probably heard this 15 times, but I gotta cater for the new people coming on. I'm George. I was diagnosed with brain cancer back in August 2024. I've had surgery last October, and I'm still dealing with it at this point in time and working with it. So, if you have any questions, queries, just chuck them in the chat. Love answering any questions that you have, even the darkest. And guys, the ones that have been in here for a few minutes, where are the dark questions? I've only had one from, well, I suppose Cameron's asked a decent one too. But I want to hear the dark stuff. Hit me. Come on. Hit me. Manuel, hello. Man, you jumping on and everything. Hello, sir. How are you? Where are you now? Are you, because you're still down in the South Island, aren't you? Currently in Cromwell. Where's Cromwell? I don't think I've even heard of Cromwell in New Zealand. I'm assuming the South Island. I'm assuming. Thank you for joining, bro. Appreciate it. This is a really interesting live, actually, because normally I'll get maybe one person that I know, like a friend, family, something like that. But then for some reason, this one, there are a lot more friends. Friends and family on here. I wonder why. Interesting. Did you guys get a notification or something saying that I'm doing this? I'm intrigued. I'm really struggling to work out what's going on with these with this chat, because it doesn't seem to be running particularly well on my side. Anywho, right, so question number 2 of my 3 questions to find out who people are. This is one of my favourites. And Alex, if you're still watching, pass. This question's great. If you could go back in time as far as you want, for one day, 24 hours, anytime, any place, and you can either be there as a ghost and just witness it. You can't die, you're just there. Or you can be there and be an active participant. You can get involved. You are there, you are doing whatever you want to do. When and where and why would you go? This is a really good one, because people tend to jump out with a really quick answer, and they're like, I want to go back and, go back and see how the pyramids were built, which is a very cool one, I must add. But if they start to think about it, or generally people start to think about it, because they're like, but then I could go back and do the Stone Age, or I could go and see dinosaurs like we've been talking, or I could do this, or maybe I could influence things. I could get rid of, stop the, a petrol engine, diesel engine, or whatever it is being created. Then who knows the knock-on effects? Like, would that mean that we wouldn't have such a big issue with pollution, climate change, those sort of things now? You can start to get quite deep with it. But hit me. I want to know. It's a very interesting one to gauge. And I must say, Sam, Ankylosaur, good choice. Really good choice. I like that. Most people just say, T-Rex or a Velociraptor. But yeah, I think going deep is good. Going deep. Question 2, as far back as possible as a ghost, to see how we started to exist, or find out if we're a simulation. Are you a believer that we're in a simulation? That's really interesting, the simulation side of things. Alright, let's see. 2011 Mavs/Heat game in Dallas at the stadium. Not deep at all, but bro, that's my favourite team. Okay, interesting. I like that, the differences there. So Sam wants to go back as far as possible. You mean to the start of time, if you can have a start of time? I wonder, because it's a personal experience, isn't it? Like, if I don't exist, do I have an experience of time or not? And if not, why not? The simulation stuff's fascinating. And the Mavs team, I really like that, because it's very personal to you. It's like something that you're yeah, it's got value to you. It's not just a random, hey, I want to go and do this. It's got a real depth to it. So it's deep. It is deep, Cameron. Very deep. Very deep. So yeah. If you have any questions, guys, hit me. I'm trying to find my page. I try and make notes and have like a subject as such to have a chat about. Try and start shifting how we see things and give some tools to you to maybe help navigate your life and things that are going on in your life. I think I have another dark question, George. Just trying to see how to word it. Cameron, come on, man. I'm expecting great things. No pressure, but hit me. I want the darkest possible. So, where do I go from what? How do I word this? I can't think of any dark ones. Come on, Sam. Anything. Absolutely anything. So, we were talking about, when I first started, about control or lack of control, and that when dark things happen or shit happens and it lands in your lap, is we have this sense of losing control. One of the most powerful things that I found when I was diagnosed and working on the psychological side of things and how to look at it as a positive, or at least bring it back into balance, is the understanding, the acceptance of the recognition that control never existed in the first place. So we are purely having an experience. There is nothing good or bad innately about every experience. So the perception of control is always lost. To accept that that is the case, that we never know exactly what's going to happen, removes that stress. Or at least for me, it removed a lot of the loading that you put on. It's like, oh man, don't know what's going to happen. This is going to be awful. If you accept that we don't know what's going to happen anyway, then that's it. What we can do with that duality is we can start or take action into trying to recondition our minds to try and think for the potential positives. So, like I was saying before, the more you think of a negative, the more you think of a positive, the more you sway towards that as a default. We can't control the future, but what we can do is remove the anxiety for that potential future, that control that we were talking about, by as vividly as possible, and neuroscience shows this, that if you can as vividly as possible plan, control the future as such, like sit there and go, okay, well, for example, I had a scan on Wednesday, MRI scan. I can think of that naturally towards the negatives. My brain's trying to protect me. It's going to go, oh my God, the scan's going to show the tumour's got massive, and this has happened, and that has happened, and I'm going to have surgery, and all those sort of things. Surgery again. So we can either think of it that way, or if we can actively make the decision to think for the ideal future, what we want it to be. So I want the scan to be getting better, the tumour's getting smaller, things are moving in the right direction. That's that goal, that's that potential future that we're aiming for. By actively visualizing that as deeply as possible, it benefits us. So for me, I think about, and I give myself time to do this, I think about sitting in the consultant's office post-scan, and it's going to be really good news. And I will think to the detail of feeling the pressure of me being sat on the seat, of hearing the clock in the corner, the buzz of the computer next to me. I feel emotionally, really try and connect emotionally with what it will feel like to have that positive experience. And the reason that works is that our brains don't know the difference between what is real and what is fake, right? So that is why when we watch, I don't know, a horror movie, they might be your thing and you may not get this, but I think most people would. When you watch a horror movie, you will have the physiological response of fear, right? You get scared because you're watching this thing, but it's not real, it's fake, right? So if your brain doesn't know what's real or fake, if you can engage with a potential future that you want in a way that is emotionally significant, your brain starts to believe that that is true. Same way as it believes that a horror film is true. So you can use that to your advantage, right? It doesn't have to. You don't have to be on the roller coaster of your emotions. You can use it to build yourself up and feel more as though, well, feel that you have agency over these things that are going on in your life, rather than letting your brain take control. The limbic system, amygdala, right and deep, the ones that are the chimp brain. It's the ones that are just trying to keep you safe, really. Just trying to keep you safe. Some more questions. Hello. Love questions. Love it. Okay, let's have a look. I can't think of them. Cameron, what specific negative... Hold on, let me try and find this so that it's not... What specific negative... Specific negative thing happened in your past that has motivated you to be helpful to others? Pre-diagnosis, so what was it, August 14th 2020, like 2 days before my birthday, crazy, 2024, I was diagnosed. It might be in the 12th. It was a long time ago. Prior to that, I didn't really have any direction. Like I feel like I've generally always been quite helpful. I would like to say that I'm a good person. I really try to help others out there. I don't think it's particularly productive to not help others. I don't know where that comes from, but maybe, yeah, I suppose little life experiences that I've had along the way that have led me along that path, but nothing crazy. Like I didn't want to go out of my way to really try and provide service, value, really help people who are going through hard times prior to that. Originally I wanted to join the forces. I was failed on medical grounds. I'd had migraines. Maybe that was stuff going on in the early days. So in a way that's almost the opposite of being helpful to others. Who knows? Since diagnosis though, and getting slapped around the face with it and working on my mind and recognizing early on that there are a lot of people in a similar situation, and the reason I found that out when I was diagnosed, I think like a lot of people, I went online and I wanted to find someone who was out there who maybe had exactly what I had going on or similar, who was trying to help people either in a practical sense, although this is both a practical, either in like a, hey, have you thought about taking this supplement, or let's learn about food, or whatever it is, something that we can actively take action on in the physical sense. And then the other was I was trying to find somebody who was all about the mental side of things, the mental flexibility, the agility, the resilience, because I've always thought that the way we see the world is the foundation of the pyramid for everything that we do. If we don't have a solid foundation, then that impacts our identity and how we interact and the actions that we take. So I couldn't find someone in particular that kind of filled that niche. I found a couple of people who were kind of sharing what was going on, but nothing that was really to do with providing the tools and the psychology, the philosophy to better them in that situation. And so that's when I started the channel, and that's the point of, okay, this is my thing, this is my calling. Like, I'm really interested in health in general. I'm just really interested in health in general. I've always wanted a business of my own, and so it kind of ticked two of my core values in life, the things that I really find easy and want to do on a day-to-day basis. And that was the catalyst. That was the thing that was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm going for it. I'm doing the thing. I'm gonna help as many people as I can, provide value through the channel and ways of seeing things. But then also, starting very soon, I'm going to be doing one-to-one psychology, mindset sessions, working with people specifically and to their specific needs. So rather than just putting generic stuff out there, is, okay, what's going on for certain people? How can I help them? How can we start working together to work towards being more mentally resilient, but then also have the agility to be able to navigate things that get thrown into our lap. So for me, that resonates. It's like there's a higher purpose. Aristotle calls it telos. So that's it is our higher purpose in life. And when one resonates with that, they find that and they're like, hey, this is what I want to do. It feels right. Fills my soul, it ticks all of the boxes. That is your telos. That is your higher purpose, right? And if you can find that telos, that higher purpose, you live at peace in life and you feel that your life is worth living. Little things. Long way of answering your question, but yeah, really good question. I wanted to word it, but I wanted to ask, I see some of these. We got new people on here. Hello, I'm George. I was diagnosed with brain cancer back in August 2024. I'm sharing that here. If you have any questions, and I mean the darkest questions at all, throw them in the comments. More than happy to answer them. I'm an open book. And yeah, it's great to have you on board. Hello. Okay, let's see some more questions on here. Thank you so much for your questions, guys. Really appreciate it. Sam, how do we... Let me bring this over here instead. Okay. How do we balance... Ooh, I feel like this is going to be a really good one. How do we balance the long-term goals and the short-term? How do you prioritize that without getting used to a lot of short-term? Hope that makes sense. How do we balance the long-term goals and the short-term? Do you mean as in how do we balance the long-term goals and the short-term goals? How do you prioritize that? Getting used. Yeah, if you could elaborate on that, that would be great. How do we balance the long-term goals and the short-term? How do you prioritize that without getting used to a lot of short? Okay, I think I understand what you mean. So I think a big thing to recognize is that the short-term goals are in a way far more obtainable, right? We can somewhat predict the short term far more than we can the long term. I would say that the most effective way of navigating it is you have your long term goal, and that has the most like value to you, right? It's like, hey, I want to be an astronaut. It's really good to have those goals, those long-term goals, because they provide some direction. However, like in my case, I don't know, we don't know how we're ever going to get there. Like, we don't know if we are. Yeah, something comes along, we don't know. So it's positive, it's beneficial to plan for those long goals. But I would say that breaking down the long-term goal into those short-term goals and focusing in on them, because those little goals, as we succeed, one gives us a sense of, yay, we're progressing, we're having some empowerment there. They're also more accessible, more likely to happen. So it could be, I don't know, for being an astronaut, hey, I want to be able to, I don't know, run 5k in 20 minutes or something, working on your fitness. So break it down to that 5k goal. I know that that's going to benefit my long term, but I'm not going to look at the big stuff. I'm going to just try and do it step by step, climb a mountain, step by step. Does that answer your question, Sam? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I can answer the question if you're a good person. Cameron, you're always so lovely on it. You're such a beautiful person. Did the doctors tell you about a cause for your disease? Jordan, another great question. Okay, did the doctors tell me? Oh, sorry, I missed a couple of questions. Sorry, guys. I'll go back. And where? Manny. Okay, if you could change one thing around the world, what would it be? Oh, great question. If I could change one thing around the world, what would it be? Do you know I'm kind of on that mission? I'm on that mission. I really feel that... Let me backstep. Current stats are showing that 1 in 2 people, half of all people on the globe, will at some point have cancer, which is terrifying, really, when you think about the knock-on to their health service alone, but economically, environmentally, everything. That's doubled in the last 30 years. Doubled. Current prediction is in the next 10 years it will be every single person on the planet will at some point have cancer within the next 10 years. So there are going to be a lot of people struggling, and there are currently a lot of people struggling with mental health side of things. And so for me, if I could change one thing out there in the world, it would be to try and mitigate the suffering of others through mental performance. So education, working with people. A big thing would be great is if we in schools, maybe even in workplaces, is to teach kids in particular how to work with their mind. Like, what is going on in there? How do they work with it? How do they become the best version and healthiest, specifically mental health, version that they can be? Because imagine if everyone out there wasn't at the mercy of their emotions, whether they can step back and go, okay, I'm really angry, rather than going and beating the hell out of someone, step back, look at it third party, recognize that it's purely a thought and a feeling, that they aren't those things, they aren't their emotion, they aren't their thoughts. Imagine the world. It would be so much more loving and caring. And for me, to reduce the suffering of people going through a similar diagnosis to me, that's probably where I'd start. That's where I'd go, and that is what I'm trying to do with this channel. That's what I'm trying to do, my friend. Okay. Did the doctors tell you about a cause? Right. So, did they tell me about a cause? The hard thing with cancer is that, since birth, we all have cancer, right? We all have cells that metabolically go array. Which then can turn into genetic array, which then causes the cell to start replicating, and that's kind of how cancer forms, right? I can go into more detail in that if you'd like. The hard thing is that the cells that get metabolically compromised or genetically compromised could be from anything, like absolutely anything. It could be that you bump your arm against a door frame. You cause some stress, you cause some damage, that damages the cell, that can lead into a cancerous cell developing. Wow, I'm so good with my words today. So it's nigh impossible to say exactly what caused or does cause cancer. We have research that will show whether something is more or less carcinogenic. So more or less, it can either make you more likely to have cancer. So, for example, asbestos. You don't want to breathe in because we now know that that is really nasty, amongst like all sorts of things out there. And that research is always changing, so we're never set for sure. We don't know for sure that it is that, because we just don't know. It could purely be pollution that causes the cancer, right? It may not be the asbestos. So that moves with time as we learn more. So I don't know. I have no idea what caused it, and I never will. But that's fine. That's all good. Jordan, do I believe in God? These are really good questions, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Love it. Do I believe in God? Not in the mainstream theological sense. Not in a mainstream theological sense. I am not against it by any stretch. I have a lot of respect for people who have deep faith. A lot of respect. I think it can be a very healthy thing for us to do. I don't want to get into which religion is best or not, or that's not my jam. I don't believe in a God as such, and if I did, I don't know which one. The thing that I always think of is that if I'm an atheist, which I'm not, well, kind of, yes I am, technically. As such, if somebody was or is very religious, like that is their faith, they really do have that depth of faith, I have a lot of respect for them. But the reality is that I only believe in one less God than them. So this hierarchy in religion, I think, is in some ways sad. I think it's sad that we go to war over things that, as such, we can't prove. But that's my opinion. Open book, as I said. I do believe somewhat into the Buddhist side of things, kind of. There are a few ideas, few philosophies that resonate with me. One of them being that in Buddhism there's a belief that there might be a Buddhist on here who's like, George, you're wrong, but from my understanding, that you cross the divide, and as such, we in our human form are pretty much like waves in the ocean, right? So we're born wave stars, we travel across the world as a wave, and then eventually we hit the shore, we dissipate, and we return back to the ocean. We've never left it, and we will always return back to it. And I think that's a really beautiful way of navigating life, is the recognition that I am of the world, I am nature, I am the trees, I am the rain. And this sounds really strange, but the other day we had this tropical, torrential downpour. It was just crazy. The garden flooded. And Annalise and I were like, well, this is heavy. And I think we were both in a bit of a funk that day. You know, we weren't feeling particularly energized to do anything. And I stood there at the window just looking out. I was like, wow, that is heavy rain. And part of me thought, man, it would be so good to go and meditate in it. To just go and sit in it. To be in nature. Which I hate that phrase, because you can never not be in nature. Like, the term nature in itself makes no sense. If you want to know more about that, put it in the comments. So we went and sat and meditated. I try and meditate every day, have some quiet time, and that's either to like try and quiet my mind or to give my mind space to think the thoughts that it wants to think, rather than like stuff it down, not let it think those things through. So we went and sat in this downpour in the garden on the grass, in our swimsuits and meditated. And one of the things that came to mind for me, because I try and really think philosophically about these things to find peace and understanding in the world, was that the rain falling on me has been through this cycle since the beginning of the planet. Constant cycle, coming in and out of living things, in and out of living things. And so it's beautiful to think that all life before me, the water falling on me, has been in every living thing on the planet. And that at some point in the future, who knows when, may not be the cancer stuff that takes me out, it could be a bus, but at some point I will return to that water. I will return to the ocean. And I really, really love that mentality, that way of seeing the world. It gives me a lot of peace in life. Okay. Some more questions. I tend to do a lot of small goals but lose the long-term goals. Sam. Wait, sorry, I answered it. Cool. I'm glad I've answered that. Good. There are quite a few things I'd love to help change educationally, bro. Cameron? Yes. The one thing I really find crazy is that why are kids and why aren't adults, why aren't they taught about like financial things? Why is there no financial education? Because you go through school, right? You pop out the other side and suddenly you're in this world that runs from the ground up on money, on this this structure that we've created of value, and we're not taught about it. Unless you've like specifically gone into things like, I don't know, business studies or whatever, we're just not taught about it. I find that crazy. It's like, hey, we're not going to teach you to walk, but you know, when you leave school, you're going to need it. It's like, what? Crazy in my eyes. Softball question. Did you get the webcam situation sorted? Okay, yeah, fixed up a bit. I know it's been a struggle. My friend, it's been crazy. So those of you that weren't here on my last live, for some reason my camera died. I have no idea why. The battery seems to just be draining. It might be that the camera's broken. It might be that the cable wasn't in possibly. So I don't know, but it seems to be working all right now. I haven't checked the battery, but it should be all right. If it does drop out, you know why. But I will be back. Right, let's have a look. Nature's great. It's this. Yes. Love going for walks just to clear the mind. Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Like, so many comments to go through, and it's kind of hard for me because they almost like merge together in the way that it's set up on the software that I'm using. So apologies if this is hopping all over the show. I like the way you honestly answered Jordan's question. Very respectful there, my friend. I have a strong belief in God here. Amazing. A lot of respect for you. It's good to have respect for others. I really do truly think that all we want in life, when you really boil it down, all we want in life is to be loved and to give love. That is it. That is purely it. True believer in that. And I think it's good to show love to others in everything they know and experience. We don't know everything at all. And every single person that you meet in life will have something that they can teach you. Whether that's actively trying to teach you or whether in an interaction or a discussion. Yeah, crazy. Farasika, hello, welcome. I've not seen your name before. Are you new? Hello. If you are, I'm George. I was diagnosed with brain cancer. Woo! Yeah, it's going great. Yeah, I'm sharing it here. If you're interested in mindset stuff, come along. I share a lot, everything and anything. George Ellsworth. My God. Okay. What is going on with this stream? Because it seems like it's pretty much all friends and family. Every other one has just been randomers, pretty much. Lovely randomers, very lovely randomers. But for some reason, there's a lot of you guys on here. Yeah. Thank you for coming. How are you, George? Haven't seen you in ages. Sam, totally agree. We're all so a part of nature. Love that philosophy. We are. The actual word nature gives me a bit of a like a shudder feeling, because it's such a almost like a separatist way of seeing the world, is to think that that is nature, I am human. You think about the damage that does, the way that we interact with the world. Imagine if we all truly believed, like, with depth, that we are of nature. There is no separation. To say that something is natural or unnatural makes no sense. You know, is a building, something that we built like this house, is that natural or not? Let me know, actually. Let me know in the comments. I'll be really interested to hear what you guys think about that. Camera, I've got to do better with nature. There are lots of different terrains here in Texas as well. Bro, Texas to me is just like desert. It's so, well, it's obviously very, what's the word? I'm not educated in Texas. I've only been to, is Dallas in Texas? I popped into the airport there. Anyway, maybe I should go to Texas as well as Canada, if Alex is still on here. Yeah, like tax exemptions, stocks, shares, budgeting, the whole system runs on it. Why aren't we taught about it? And I wonder if like general daily life for people would be better. The other thing that I've always thought is that, so statistically speaking, the quickest way to have a positive impact on the planet's environment, on ecology, especially things like climate change, or climate, let's call it breakdown at this point, is purely to ensure that the vast majority of the population has a minimum of $10 salary. Really, really simple. That's like is it daily? Daily, yeah, $10 daily. Reason being that if you can get to that threshold, then let's go for, I don't know, a place like India, you know, some of the poorest people in the world. If you can ensure that every single person gets to $10 a day, then they can cover the vast majority, if not all, of their basic living costs in these third world countries. If they can cover their basic living costs, then that means that they have time, energy, effort and money to be able to focus in on other things, like how they interact with the world, what damage are they doing, pollution, things like that. Because when they're pushed to the edge of surviving, all of those big picture things go out the window. And in that way, they don't care that, I don't know, they're throwing plastic bags into rivers or whatever it is, because they need to survive. Whereas when you break that threshold, statistically speaking, it might have changed. This was a number of years ago that I was studying this, but once you break that threshold, they can start to think about the bigger things, and in doing so, reduce the damage. Interesting one. There is definitely a delay in these messages coming through, guys. Sorry if it's taking me ages to get through to you. Okay, Cameron, I was serious about the session thing, bro. I want to do the best to support you, and I believe you have a genuine interest in my life as well. I do. Appreciate it. It's exciting times, guys. It's really exciting. Really exciting. Very true. Every opportunity is a learning opportunity, George. Yes. So true. So true. I totally haven't rigged this. Yeah, Sam. I know, right? Glad to tune in. Hope you're doing well. George, thank you. I'm doing well, my friend. I'm doing very well. Obviously ups and downs, as everyone will have in life and always will. But yep, in whole, very peaceful, balanced, very balanced. Trying to keep up with the journey. How's the Kiwi life? Kiwi life is good. Kiwi life is good. It's been really wet recently. February is meant to have been it's the peak summer month, but for some reason we're having a lot of rain. Like a lot of rain. So I'm hoping that clears up and then March is a little bit better. I'm hoping to get a bit of a camping trip at some point. But appreciate you following the journey. That means a lot to me, bro. It really does. It ain't just a desert. Are you sure? I don't know. Maybe I've been watching too many Wild West films. Got a bit of everything. My God. Okay, maybe I need to go on like Google Maps, have a proper look around. I need to educate myself. Sam Sessions, for something not be natural to me is something that doesn't exist. But thinking about that, we are made up of mostly nothing: protons, neutrons, electrons. We are. Isn't it interesting that if we're all made up of the same thing, then we're never separate. It's purely that way that we perceive the world. We have to see it as a separation, when the reality is absolutely everything is just a grayscale. It's not one color and the other. It's all a grayscale. Love it. This is getting into some deep, dark philosophy stuff, guys. I'm impressed. Okay, Sam, question. If we are a part of nature, to what extent do we do damage to the environment, or we're just adapting it like the extinction cycle? It has happened, maybe not from humans, or has it? Who knows? Who knows the story that we create? I love that. If we are part of nature, to what extent do we damage? If we are part of nature, can we damage the environment? Because we are the environment. And yes, so there's a thing called Gaia theory. Don't know if you've come across Gaia theory. You must have, Sam. For those of you that haven't, Gaia theory is the theory that the planet is a single entity, a bit like a cell, like a human cell, and there are different parts of the cell, different parts of the planet, and the idea is that, or the theory is that it is a self-regulating single entity that we are part of. And then, like when a cell goes faulty or a virus comes into the cell, and the cell will try and reach homeostasis, it will try and level out, get back to its average position. Let's go with the virus. When we have a virus, we will probably get some form of fever, so body temperature rises. Could you argue that the planet's doing the same thing with us as the virus? Who knows? This is big philosophy. I love this stuff. Absolutely love this stuff. Okay, George, my folks are in New Zealand at the moment. They've been there since Christmas. Oh, amazing. Are they up in the North Island? Come to Rotorua. Come have a cup of tea. It'd be good. I'd love that. I'd really love that. Send them my way. Saran, hello, my friend. Welcome. Thank you for joining. My name is George. I was diagnosed with brain cancer. I'm sharing the journey here. Hit me with your darkest questions. Absolutely anything, or share anything you want. I'm an open book. The idea of my channel is to share this journey, hopefully adjust the way that we perceive these things as more of a lesson, more of an opportunity as a positive than it is swaying right way to the victim side of things of it's the end. But welcome. Thank you for coming along. Sam Sessions. Wait, we got more. Man, these questions, guys, I'm loving them. Thank you very much. I think any other question I have would be teetering into private session range. There would need to be a proper conversation. My friend, well, I would love to work with you. Yeah, absolutely. What I will be doing is setting up like a free 30-minute discovery call as such. So work out what's going on in your life. How can we help each other? If that's the case, do we want to work with each other? Just kind of learn about you. And then if there's no pressure. If you want to continue working, then we can sort that. If not, all good, my friend. I'm hoping that 30 minutes alone would be enough to provide some value for you, if you are interested. I love this theory. I almost like to think that the solar system is a bit like atoms in the larger being. I've had exactly the same thought. You know, because we can only see it. Can we? There's a really good documentary. What's it called? It's on Netflix. It's like It's like The Theory of Infinity or something like that. If you search Infinity, it was on Netflix. It goes into the various options, so to speak, or theories or research or findings about infinity and whether you can get infinitely big. So like you're saying, is it that we are part of an atom or whatever cell in some being in a different, who knows, it could be in a different dimension. We're getting real deep here. Or can we get infinitely small? Like how far can we go? And then the more that we seem to research these things, we're like, oh yeah, okay, that's where it gets to. That's the smallest thing that we can get to. And then some more research will come along and we'll get better technology, and then suddenly we're reaching this level upon level upon level. And I have a hunch. I have a hunch that maybe, we are part of something larger. Because we're such a... In this grand scheme of things, we are insanely large. Like, we're such a big species, but then also we're insanely small. So we can be both, right? It's weird, very weird, where you put that definition, that those boundaries in. Okay, more questions, George. I'll let them know. Probably South Island. Okay. Oh, your brother lives there. Whereabouts? In the South Island. Oh man, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Any plans for things to do in 2026? Goals, etc. Okay, 2026. I am really wanting to develop this channel. I want to provide as much value as I can for people out there, and ultimately put a positive swing on darker things. My goal for the channel specifically, I really want to try and get it to 10k, 10,000 subs, and I'm not fussed when, really. It'd be nice to get it in 2026, but I'm on 3,000 at the minute, which is just, like I've said in another live stream, blows my mind when I think about that number of people stood in like a field and they've all gone, oh yeah, this is kind of cool stuff, I'm gonna subscribe to that, follow along. Yeah, it fills my heart, man. That's crazy. My goal, one of my goals, I want my fitness to improve. So I'm trying to get to the gym 3-4 times a week. Be nice to put on a little bit of muscle mass, lean up a little bit. I would like to work out things financially, because when this was dropped on my lap, I had a good job, really enjoying it, and I could drive. Then when I was diagnosed, I lost my job because I can't be working at heights or responsible for groups because of the partial seizures. And then because of those, I've lost the ability to drive for the time being. So that makes it challenging to get good regular work and mix that into the fatigue that I get. Just makes things a little bit difficult. So I'd like to set up my business fully, this business that I can work from home, and that'll be the consultations, and hopefully getting some support through the channel. Those are my goals at the minute, and the big one, I want clear scans. I will have clear scans. I want to get to a point where they do an MRI scan, pop out the other side, and they're like, whoa, it's gone. That's the goal. That's the aim. I have learned a lot from this experience so far. But there is always going to be that part of me who's like, it'd be nice not to have this going on. I think it's given me a lot of direction, a lot of positives and benefits and opportunities. It would be good to take stock of that and not necessarily be getting hit heavy over and over again with the weight of this stuff. You got to work with it, you know. Okay, 10k. So you watched a couple of videos a while back, but wasn't expecting a live to pop up. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate that. So I try and do a live every week. I was doing them on a Friday morning, New Zealand time, but now I am trialing them. This is my first one on a Monday morning for me. we're seeing how they go. I'm relatively new doing them, but I really enjoy doing it, and it's lovely to have such like engaging people and people asking really deep questions. Love it. I love philosophy and getting right into the depths of stuff. So yeah, thank you. Feel free to join in any other time. Lives in if I don't respond for a sec, it's because I'm currently throwing out an old mattress. Very random. Very random. He lives in Blenheim wine country. Oh, Blenheim's lovely. I love it around there. Yeah. Oh man. Well, if your parents are up this way, get them to get in touch with me. On Facebook or something. 10k is a cool goal. Let's go. That's the aim. Let's do it. Bit by bit, little by little. Egg will walk. But yeah, George, appreciate your friendship and what you've presented. At the very least, what we do is build a friendship and support. Makes me very happy to do that. Cameron, welcome anytime, my friend. What was your job before being diagnosed, Saren? My job. So I used to work as a lead zipline guide at a company in Rotorua in New Zealand, and I would take groups out into a beautiful virgin native forest that's like 10,000 years old, 15,000 years old, and teach them about the ecology of the forest, the pest problems that we have in New Zealand, the efforts that we're currently doing to remove all of the pests from that forest, because it's a very rare place these days to have forests of that age, so it's unique ecologically. And then take them up at height, so working on various different zip lines, showing them the forest from above, from the ground level, from mid canopy. Absolutely loved it. Such a good job, really good fun, and nice to work with lots of different people, really, really lovely. Cameron Muscular George, here's a question. What helps you go to the gym and motivates you to go when you don't want to go? Cameron, another good question, friend. Another good question. What? Okay, so that's multi-layered. One of my core values in life, and everyone has 3 general core values, things that they just get out of bed in the morning to do, there's no question, or they're happy to spend time on, or they educate themselves on, or whatever it is. It's those main core values. One of mine, pretty much my top one at the minute, is purely health. Health, nutrition are big ones in there. And so that's largely been brought to the right forefront because of everything going on, right? Life has changed. I need to make sure that I'm trying to be as healthy as I can. So that makes things easier for me to be like, okay, I need to do this. I'm just going to go and do it. And I do enjoy it. The days that I don't want to go, and I've got to have both, the days that I don't want to go, sometimes I listen to that voice and I go, okay, well, yeah, I'm pretty damn shattered. I am not in a place where I would go and do something for me that will do anything but tire me out even more. So there's that to balance in there. But in the days that I don't want to go, I am a true believer in something called the Chimp Paradox. Really good book, actually. If you look for it, Chimp Paradox. It's on my link tree. So like on the links in my videos, that'll take you through. There's a shop there with all of the things that I like. I recommend for mindset side of things. Chimp Paradox is we've got 2 voices in our minds, right? One is us. It's like right up front. It is the logical thinking human side of the brain. So they try and make sense of things, make logical decisions and actions. Then you've got the other voice, which is in the back of your head. That's the monkey. That's the chimp, and that's the part. That's the amygdala. So it's the part of your brain that's like trying to keep you safe. Yeah, it's shouting out, hey, you don't want to do that because you're tired, or you're just going to eat that, like, why not? You need the calories, or you just want to lie on the sofa and be comfortable all day and doom scroll. For me, I've worked to be able to separate those 2 voices and see the monkey and be like, okay, yep, you are there. You're trying to protect me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. But then by recognizing it and not just jumping onto that bandwagon, it allows me to kind of make the logical decision. So really it's like, hey, I see the monkey, I can hear the monkey, but I know that that's not necessarily going to benefit me in the short-term goals and the long-term goals. So I'm going to actively now listen to the human part of me, the limbic. Not limbic. Frontal cortex, sorry. So that's how I kind of balance it, is I know that going to the gym, even when I'm not feeling like it, and I'm really not feeling like it, is probably going to benefit my long-term goal. And so then I listen to the George voice, not the chimp voice, and then I'll go and do it. And not, yeah. It's hard when you realise that if you were to do everything purely about how you are feeling, a lot of what you want in life is never going to be achievable. So to wait for when you're feeling right, you feel like doing things, stunts everything that we do. So yeah, that's how I do it. That's how I do it. Foxy, hello! I never expected to get a recommendation from a New Zealander talking about his journey. Well, welcome. Well, yeah. I mean, really, I'm English, but I live here now. Wish you all the best. Thank you for your time. Good night. I'm off to bed now as I have a job tomorrow. Foxy, thank you for joining if you're still on. Appreciate that. Oh, I got told about Chimp Paradox in a session at work the other day. Very interesting stuff. Love Chimp Paradox. Love it. It's a really good read as well. It's very user friendly. Like if you're not into psychology, you don't know much about it. It puts it out very simply and builds gradually over the book. It's very good. My dad was talking to me about the monkeys the other day. Life is trying to tell me something. Love that. George, definitely relatable to hear that voice in the back of the head giving bad advice for short-term benefits that aren't good in the long run. Exactly, George, exactly. And that's the thing, is to step third party of our thoughts. One is kind of incredible. What is it? Who is it that is stepping aside from our thoughts and looking at it? And the other thing is, if you can think about what's thinking about what's thinking, it's like Inception. Who is that? Like who is that in the back? Is that our true selves? Is that our authentic self? The one right in the back that can think about thinking about thinking. I want to know. I want to know. I want to get to know that thought, that process, that person in there. Who is it? Who is it? Thank you for that, George. Like real for real, yeah. I think almost out of tea, guys. So yeah, that's where I'm at the minute. I had a scan last Wednesday, MRI scan. They fudged me over. They really fudged me over. I move this a little bit. They give me contrast. Like they inject contrast into you, and the cancer cells soak it up, and then it shows really clearly on scans. So it's really good to be able to get detailed scans and work out what's going on with the cancer cells. But for me, it absolutely kills me. I, within about 30 seconds, feel very nauseous, like very, very nauseous. This wave just takes over, and then that does subside after a few minutes, 5 minutes or so. But after that, the next 2 days, I'm just wanting to lie on the sofa. I feel so awful. I get temperature fluctuations. I get a little bit shaky. And the reality is it's heavy metal poisoning because it's got gadolinium in it, heavy metal, and then there's also aluminium, which is really not good because it crosses the blood-brain barrier. But I'm kind of in a catch-22 situation where I need to have it so that they can see what's going on with the tumour. But I really don't like it. Yeah, really don't like it. It's always a hard one to navigate. There's something called scanxiety, which is like the anxiety that you get around a scan. And for me, I have to work quite hard to well, not let that take control of my thought patterns. Yeah, just kind of let it come, recognize it. I'm gonna feel anxious. It is what it is. Let's move on. Simple really. Right, sounds like you're breaking into a new dimension with the person thinking about the thinking, I think. Yes, it's deep. It's very deep. It makes you, for me, it makes me question, like, okay, what am I? Who am I? What is this? It's almost like pure consciousness once you start getting back to that depth. Contrast, is that the weird ink stuff that gets injected? Yes. Have you had it, Cameron? Have you had it? It's, for me, it doesn't sit well. It seems like, having spoken to people and doctors, most people are absolutely fine. It doesn't impact them in any way. But for me, it hits me hard, and I've always been sensitive to drugs, like paracetamol, anything along that line has always been sensitivity. So maybe it's that. Maybe I'm just a sensitive soul. Cameron, I have to step away soon. Love you dearly, George. But it's lovely to have you here. Thank you. Not enough good adjective to describe how amazing. You just hitting me with the love and the compliments, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's very heartwarming. Very heartwarming. Really appreciate it. I really want to know why I get this like delay in the chat feed. Very weird. Very weird. I currently have my dog at the door whining. Do you guys want to see her? She's like, let me in. I want my lunch. I want my lunch. Yeah, unfortunately I've had it for an MRI for surgery a couple of years ago. Man, and it made you feel rough? Or was it okay for you? Sam Sessions, or are all the voices in your head the different versions of you that are from different experiences? Mind blown. Are they all Okay, this is another thing that I've thought about. We're going back to the infinity side of things. Before I get onto that, I'll say goodbye. George, thank you very much for coming, friends. Really lovely to have you on. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. The time zones do make things difficult, which is why I'm kind of trying to swap timings of when I do these lives, see who is able or isn't able to join it. So thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. Have a good sleep. I hope you have a good sleep. It's getting to that time for you guys, I'm sure, in the UK. Right, so we were talking about, Sam, we were talking about the infinity side of things. I'm going to pin that because that's a really good one. So if in theory the universe is infinite and it just keeps going, then that means that somewhere out there right now there is every possible, because it's infinite, every possible option available for existence. So that means that there is someone out there that has lived my life exactly to the T. Everything is exactly the same. And then something has happened that they've then gone off on a slightly different trajectory. As well as from there, slightly different trajectory. Like, it just goes like... That's mind-blowing. It means that there is everything. Every possible opportunity or thing going on out there is currently being done. So I wonder, are the voices in my head and in your head and in everyone's heads, are they potentially similar thoughts to or the same thoughts as somebody else that is George somewhere far, far away? Or are they like voices from different dimensions? Stuck in the dimension? Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the George thinking about the thoughts of George is a different dimension George. But that's where it gets to pure consciousness. This is an incredibly philosophical live today. Incredibly philosophical. Just so you know, guys, I will be having to jump off in about 5 minutes or so. got an appointment to get to. So if you do have any last questions, chuck them in the chat. Throw them in there. Love to answer anything. Come run. It just made me feel uncomfortable and nauseous as well. Weird, hey. Yeah, it's not particularly fun, at least for me, and it sounds like for you. Does it last a long time for you? Just have all the love and compliments, my friend. Please accept them. Please know how much we love you and how much you've grown to appreciate. God, gonna make me cry. Man, thank you. Means a lot. You guys are so generous with your compliments and love. It's lovely. My God, yeah, is your brain infinite too? I know you've got a lot going on, but I support you daily. Right, left shoulder, left arm. Giving myself the pats, man. Giving myself the hug. Yeah, giving myself the hug. It's that whole thing of imagine at like you leave school, you get given this little human to look after, and not like your child, but you're just given this human, and your job is to just treat the human as best as you can and to give it as much love as you can and ensure that it's healthy and that it makes good decisions and choices and all that sort of stuff. The paradox, the weird thing though, is that we are that child, right? We are that little human. And imagine if we treated ourselves in the way that we would treat that other person. Yeah. It's always good to give yourself a hug. Support yourself. Give yourself love. It's the key. I might actually get her in here quickly. You guys want to see Nera? I'll bring her in. Nera. Nera. Ah, she can't be bothered. She can't be bothered. TR Guy, you are awesome. Blessy, thank you so much. Welcome. Are you new? Are you new here? Do you know who I am? What's going on for me? Related to cancer. Okay, Saren, let's have a look at this one. This is looking like a good question, right? Cancer. Let's pin that. Okay. Do you feel weird, or if you feel something specifically every day, or it comes in episodes, like 90% of the time, okay, then it hits you. Right. So you've pretty much hit the nail on the head. Yeah. So I'd say 95% of the time I feel pretty good. Generally a little more lethargic than I was prior. I get tired more quickly. The definitely comes in episodes. So I get the partial seizures, and they will hit me quite heavily, so to speak. They've adjusted with time. When I was first diagnosed, and a few months after that, I was getting hit hard. It was like a proper hit with a lorry type sensation. Just came on very rapidly, very intense. Like get this stress response, heart going crazy. They weren't fun. They've adjusted now. I had post-surgery in October. I had a period of maybe having one a week, something like that. They generally leave me feeling very wiped out. I'm very foggy in the head, like struggling to find words and remember things. Now I'm getting a lot more of them. So since I've started this live, so coming up to 2 hours, I've had 2 episodes. 2 partial seizures. You may not have noticed. I'm quite good at working with them now. They are far lighter, and they kind of come as a wave. So I get this this wave of increasing dizziness, and I find that my eyes get a bit like they jutter around a bit. It's hard to describe. And then they ease off. So yeah, 95% of the time I'm good. I'm reasonable. I just get tired very quickly and have these episodes. It's all right. It's workable. It's not too hard to work with. It could be a lot worse. I have never had a tonic-clonic seizure, like a full unconscious on the floor. Never had one of those, which is nice. Yeah, they're kind of good. They're all right. They're all right. Tiagai. Yes, been following you for a while. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Hello. Welcome. I don't know if you've been on a live before, but I appreciate you joining on. Yeah, I will be signing off in a minute or two. I've got like 4 minutes, something like that. Yeah. Any final questions, guys, throw them in the chat. I'm more happy to answer them. It is an exciting day today. I'm going to go get a haircut. Because look at this. It's a proper little mop on the top here in a minute. Gonna go get a haircut. We've got to take the dog to the vets, get some food, and then, yeah, just gonna chill out, I think, for the rest of the day. I might get to the gym. We've got a hyperbaric oxygen chamber in the living room, so I'll probably do an hour or two in there. I am fasting today as well, so I will not be eating until... What day are we on? Isn't it like... It's Monday, so I won't be eating until Wednesday lunchtime. So a little while without food, but that's all good for the autophagy and clearing out all of the dodgy cells going on in my body. First time for live. Oh, cool. Nice. Well, yeah, hi. Welcome. I do these pretty much weekly. And, well, at the minute I have been doing them every week. I quite enjoy it. You guys seem to enjoy it, I hope. Some of you do. I really hope. Otherwise I'm just doing this for nothing. Hair looks great as it is. It's just like, I think it's because I prefer having shorter sides, and it gets all ruffly, and I don't know, I get cowlicks and things. That's just, yeah. This haircut really suits you. Reckon? I don't know. I prefer having it just kind of shorter and maybe not military, not like a jarhead, but yeah, just a bit more tidy, or a bit tidier. Proper mop. It is a mop. Like if I wet my hair and just went round on the floor, it would work. It would work, I'm sure. Colour of your hair. Thank you. It's, well, my beard goes ginger when it gets long, and my hair bleaches in the sun. We haven't had much of that recently, so it's pretty dark actually for the minute. Pretty dark. Yeah, well, no, not like a buzz cut. Normally I get short back and sides and then a little bit off the top, so it just tidies it up a bit. But maybe I should go for a buzz cut. My mum told me years ago, she'd pick me up from school. It'd been a really good day at school, which is rare. I was bullied pretty badly at school. And we pulled up out the front of the house in a little Nissan Micra. 1999 Nissan Micra. Red one. Really cool car. And she turned to me. She said, "Did you know that you could be bald by 20? I was like, "What?" I wasn't expecting it. It just kind of came out of nowhere. And she said, "Yeah, because your grandfather was bald by 19. So yeah, you could be bald." I'm like, oh my god. Anywho, it is starting to thin. I'm 32 years old and it's starting to thin. And at some point, unless I can work things out, it will be a buzz cut and a beard. I look like an inmate. I have buzzed my hair once. I was out in Tanzania with a friend, working at my sister's safari camp actually, and he and I, Sam and I, different Sam, had no, Sam, stop it. My other friend Sam and I were like, "Hey, we'll buzz cut it." So we buzz cut it at both of our hair. It didn't suit me at all. It didn't really. Yeah, no, I didn't like it at all. So I spent a good month or so growing it back. 2 months. Yeah. So you don't cut it too short. I won't cut it too short, so you'll see it next week if you come along. See it next week. No buzz. No, I won't do the buzz now, but at some point with this thins, I'm going to have to get it buzzed, because I don't want to be like a monk. You know, when they have just the thing and then the ball bit on the top? I don't know. Sam Sessions. If you hit the 10k goal, go for shape or wizard. Just get a big hat to hide it. You've actually got me thinking, do I? If I hit the 10k goal. It's a little way away. I mean, I'm only on 3. I say only. It's incredible that I have 3,000. But 10 seems a long way away at the moment. 10's, yeah, that seems a long way away. I don't know. We'll work it out. I don't have to deal with that right now. That's future stuff. That doesn't really matter. Alrighty, team. I am going to jump off here. I've got places to be, but it's been great. Thank you for joining in and for coming back. Some regulars in here now, which is amazing. I'll be doing this probably every Monday. I might actually swap it out and do a Monday morning and swap it out from the Friday. So I will be here next Monday. Might also do another one on Friday. Why not? I don't know. Just going to go with the flow. I'll do every Monday, same sort of time. But if I feel like it, I'll do a second in the week. They are good fun. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate it if you did. I'm sharing the whole journey if you wanted to keep updated with it. But love you all very, very much, and I will talk to you all very soon. Love you. Goodbye.